Hello friends, welcome to the experiment number 1 of Object Oriented Programming Lab. So we are going to solve the first practical in this session of OOP Laboratory of Second Year Information Technology 2019 pattern. All of these practicals that we are going to see in the upcoming sessions will be solving with the help of a Java programming language. So I have installed Java Development Kit in my system along with the NetBeans IDE. I hope that you can use any other IDE also or any version of Java Development Kit on your system. So let's start how exactly the first practical is present, and based on that we'll perform the operations. Okay, so my first practical is like design a class complex with data members for a real and imaginary part, provide default and parameterized constructors, write a program to perform arithmetic operations on two complex numbers. So I'll just copy it and we'll perform the operations with the NetBeans IDE here. So I open my NetBeans IDE, I'll create a new project, and inside this project itself I'll keep all of my programs. So let's give the name as OOP. Okay, and in this I'll be creating all of my programs. So I'll go to project and we'll create a new Java class file here whose name is complex. Okay, fine, and here I'll put my problem statement so it will be easy for me to understand and revise again to check whether my goals are satisfied or not. Okay, now inside the complex class, as I told, it is given in the problem statement that it contains data members for real and imaginary part. Okay, so let's declare our data member as float, okay, real and imaginary part, two things. And it also mentioned that you have to create a default and parameterized constructor. Default constructor is a constructor which does not contain any parameters. So let's declare it. As we know, the constructor with without any parameter, so they are just like this. I don't have anything mentioned inside it. And second is the parameterized constructor, which I'll take from user input maybe, or if it is not required, it's not required to take always every time. Okay, for this program we will not take user input, we directly apply the data as a parameter to the constructor and then we'll take from there. So whatever parameter I have passed, I'll just pass all of these parameters to its own real and imaginary part. So x I will pass to the real part and imaginary part I will pass to the y part I will pass to the imaginary part there. And it was told to perform the arithmetic operations on the of two complex numbers. So let's declare one method here which will return the complex values. So its name is add, and we'll take the operations of performing the additions onto it. Okay, so just take a complex add, and let's take complex just like a, which will passed as parameter, okay, onto the respective as parameter to the method there. Okay, so let's perform the operations of it. Let's declare one temporary complex object, and in that we will store the result. Okay, so temp will also contain the real part, remember. Now you know that when you are having real and imaginary part, complex number are added, like real and real are added and imaginary are added together. So let's add the real and real. So real, this real means its own class real plus a is real. Okay, they are added. Similar to that, we'll add imaginary part of the its own class and parameters class. Okay, fine, in this way, and whatever the object we generated, just return it. Yes, so in this way we'll perform the operation. Is there any problem here? Yeah, yes, not initialized, fine. You have to create the object of it like this. Okay, now it's created. We have defined the add method completely. Inside that addition, okay, remember in order to differentiate these two operations, so let's make a this over here. This means its own object. Okay, it's present in C++ and Java also. Okay, now this is how the addition is performed. And now let's declare the your main method. Okay, so public static void main, and inside this we'll create the object like complex c1 is equal to new complex, where we pass the real and imaginary part of it, like 5.6 f and 6.12 f, like this. Okay, first object I have created here for complex, and now we will create second object also, that is C2, where we'll pass something like 12.06 to 4.03, something like this. Okay, real and imaginary parts are applied to it. Now let's create one more variable here of the same type, that is result. Okay, or let's write res. Inside this result variable, will store the result of addition over there. So how it can be done? Let's have res is equal to, let's call the method on the first object, c1 dot add c2. So now c1 and c2 will be added and result will be stored into the res variable. So let's have this particular addition printed on the screen. So addition, or okay, let's have one more concept here. Let's make use of a printf statement. With the help of that, we can easily print the addition here. Addition is percent okay, 2.2f plus 2.2f. okay, like this. 2.2 means 2 position before dot and 2 position after dot, like this. And what I require to print over there, for first percent f, sorry, here also I require percent. For first percent f, I'll write res dot real part, okay, and second res dot imaginary part, or results imaginary, results real part, which I have just stored over there. And now my operations of addition of them is completed. So here I have added them, first object, its own objects real, and parameter objects real. Okay, so they are added, imaginary also added, and they are returned. Return value I am storing into another similar kind of object there, and then I am printing it on the screen by this method here. So these two numbers which are mentioned here, this first complex number and second complex number, that will get added and will get the result on the screen. Check this. Yes, now see this one, 18.20 is addition of these two, plus 10.15 addition of these two. Okay, it's performed and we got it on the screen like this. Okay, this is the way that we perform arithmetic operation on complex number with the help of a class. Now if you want to do subtraction operation, I'll just make a copy of it, okay, and make it sub, perform the subtraction operation here exactly same way that we have done there. Okay, and now let's do the subtraction. Okay, so I'll just make a copy of these statements again, perform the subtraction, calling the sub method here. Okay, let's call the sub method. Let's use slash n here, so it will go on new line, slash n. Okay, fine. Now addition and subtraction, this is performing subtraction, this method is performing the subtraction operations. Let's run this. Yeah, now see this one, subtraction, addition, sorry, here also you need to put subtraction. Okay, okay, so in this way, and here I require I also. Okay, you might be knowing ended with I, then you will easily identify what number is that. Now see, first number, that is first output is addition, second is subtraction. So in this way, common basic arithmetic operations on the complex number with the help of the Java classes, creating objects, adding methods. Okay, this is what we have to learn from the first experiment or first example of object oriented programming laboratory. So here we declare the class, we declare variables, we declare methods, we call the objects, created the object, called the methods, and then printed the same on the screen. So just try practicing it and perform the same practical easily. Thank you. Thanks a lot.